Wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the WWE Rose report. Hey, after Monday's Raw went off the air, John Cena, our man, he confronted the Authority. And Stephanie McMahon approached Cena to get him to join the Authority, but Joey Mercury and Jamie Nobles, they tried to attack him and leading Cena into taking them out. You knew that was going to happen. Cena stood tall at the end of the show, and Cena and Dean Ambrose taking on Seth Rollins, Randy Orton. It was advertised locally, but didn't happen. Alright, I told you yesterday about the Fastlane pay-per-view that's coming. WWE says Fastlane will be replacing the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in February next year. As of now, though, the plan for the Elimination Chamber to take place in June, replacing Payback, which is being moved to May. Please make a note of it. Cesaro taking on Dean Ambrose match never started last night on Raw. It was planned... Now it's being planned for either SmackDown or Raw next week. Apparently they couldn't find the bell. During Monday's Raw, though, performer Josh Matthews, he replied to a fan who asked Matthews if he would be interested in return to WWE replacing Brian Saxton. This is on Twitter, I guess. Matthews defended Saxton and said he's not interested in WWE because he wants to start calling wrestling matches again. Another fan asked Matthews if he really has no interest in returning to WWE. He says, no, I wouldn't. Please stop thinking that those of us in the biz have zero options. He says, I work TV, not wrestling. We'll see if he's going to work TV or not. Anyway, a few minutes later, a fan wrote that they would like to see a Matthews take on JBL. Matthews said, pretty sure Joey Styles had beat that dude up already. Matthews, by the way, in case you forgot about it, he was referring to a report of Joey Styles knocking out JBL while on the WWE tour in Iraq in 2008. Story was JBL had been hazing and bullying, Joey Styles throughout the whole tour, leading Styles to just snap and deck JBL. Anyway, JBL left with a black eye and a cut under his eye. I don't know how tall Joey, he must have stood on something to hit him in the eye. And WWE DVD News, pay attention now, reports that over 100 DVDs and Blu-ray copies, titled, including WrestleMania 30 and the recent Paul Heyman set, are being pulled from Amazon this past week. The titles have then been replaced with pre-orders listing for January 1st. Here's what's going on. This means that new orders on those sets will not be shipped out until New Year's, after Christmas, you might know. There's been talk this summer about WWE partnering up with a new home video distributor, and that could be the reason, for what's going on. The deal with the new distributor doesn't go into effect until January 2015, and WWE is likely having some of the bigger titles reprinted at that time for the new deal, before it begins. This also explains why 70 DVD movies from WWE titles, they've been taken out of print in the last 2 months. You better hurry up and get whatever you're going to get if you can still get it. And currently, TNA star MVP, 41 years old today, while ring announcer Christy Hemming turns 34. Wrestling legends Les Thatcher, 74 years old. Alright, tonight's WWE Main Event and SmackDown taping is going to be taking place from the Toyota Center, Houston, Texas. Announced for the main event is Mizdow TV with Mark Henry. Scheduled for SmackDown is a Halloween special with Diva Costume Battle Royal. Love that stuff. And Sheamus, Kane, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose are also being advertised. Hopefully not in costume. Especially a Diva costume. Anyway, Kane, Triple H are being advertised locally, as well as Rollins taking on Ambrose in a dark main event. Alright, Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was barely up in the Nielsen's new Twitter ratings, TV ratings, compared to last month's Night of Champions. Hell in a Cell has had a unique audience of 1.8 million users, which represents the number of Twitter accounts that commented on the show. So kind of how many was watching it. You got to compare that to last month. Anyway, a total impressions of 14.4 million impressions that were done. which represented the number of times the show was tweeted about. Hell in a Cell was number 2 for the night on the charts, right behind, of all things, The Walking Dead. Michelle McCool, she indicated that on Twitter that she was backstage at Monday's Raw in San Antonio, which kind of says probably Undertaker was back there. Might have one of those fake mustaches, you know. And WWE's social media accounts been advertising an appearance by Lana and Rusev earlier this afternoon, but they didn't appear on Raw last night. Lana did tweet the following. She says, "All best friends, Mark Henry and Big Show. Perfect example of how fake America is." She's still on it. I think she's in a constant state of PMS, you know. Anyway, the 2015 Royal Rumble match will have 30 competitors, not 40, as previously reported, based on the fan report from WWE recent event in Philadelphia. WWE announced that Mizdow TV with Damien and Mark Henry and Miz for tonight's live episode from Texas for the main event. WWE's confirmed tonight's Raw that Friday's SmackDown will be a Halloween special, and there will be diva costumes in the Battle Royal with Naomi, Brie Bella, Eva Marie Page, Naomi, Alicia Fox, Emma, Layla, Cameron, Summer Rae, Rosa Mendez. I think that might be all the divas they have. Not sure. I can't see anybody that's left out. Yeah. Anyway, can't wait to see that. I'll have to look into that. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.